Hey everyone, it is July 2nd, 2024, and we just get right into it. Um, so I'm going to first go over the picks that I said yesterday in the video. The first pick is Disney. I said as a short. I mentioned that I liked how it broke through the 200 SMA with pretty heavy volume, pretty heavy selling. So I like that. And today it continued its strength. This trade I thought I entered decently, but I did not exit well. I ended up exiting Disney at 10:08 a.m. and at 10:08 a.m. at 97.81. So I made about 35 cents, which is not what I wanted. I definitely exited kind of early. My reason behind it, so I exited around 10:08, and that is around this candle. I just compared to the market, I wasn't seeing that much weakness. I mean, the market was very undecisive this morning until about maybe like 10:30. Then it started to show a little bit of a trend up, but in general, it was very indecisive. And Disney was also very indecisive, and so I didn't really like that. So I ended up exiting for a small profit, but as you can see, it eventually went down to about the 97 level. So I could have made about 81 cents instead of 35 cents. But so definitely the exit was it was a fault on my part. As I mentioned, need to work on having just confidence in my trades and my analysis. And this is an instance of this. The next trade I went over, or I said yesterday, was Microsoft for a potential long. I didn't actually take this long, sadly, but I said it was a good long setup for swing, and it was. It yesterday got to an all-time high. Today, started early off, gapped down, showed some early signs of strength, and kind of compressed a little bit. And right when the market started to kind of rally, around bounced off VWAP around 12:15. Microsoft started to also go up. So yeah, this is very strong buying, and this is was definitely it was a good swing trade, but it was definitely a pretty good day trade. If you're able to get in if you're able to get in when it crossed above VWAP or an LRSI alert around the 1235 level. Let's see if there's any HA reversal alerts if possible. Right here around 1240. So all those are good entry points into the stock for a day trade. I did not have any day trades today, but I probably would have traded Microsoft. I know Amazon was also a very strong stock today. So yeah. And lastly, Meta. So I'm currently still in Meta. Meta's been showing strength today. It's been just in a pretty decent uptrend most of the day. Had some pullbacks, but overall it's still an uptrend. When the market started grinding higher, Meta started grinding higher. And on a D1 basis, this stock, as I said, my mental stop loss is around the low of this candle. So 493.17, 490, so 493, I would say, or no, not 493. Or I guess 493 around that level would be my stop loss in my mind. But yesterday it had some selling. definitely had some selling from the previous day, from the 28th. It had some residual selling yesterday, but then it was able to find support about at 493, just above that, and it slowly, gradually went up the rest of the day. Today, it was showing some strength as well. So my plan with this, I know that this is a compression level that has been in since June 6th. So it's between 514.30 and, like, as I said, like, I guess you can move this down a little bit, like 493. So I know it goes up, bounces off that level, goes back down, goes up. This one I would say is a false breakout of this compression level because it just got immediately reversed by this June 28th candle. This bullish hammer signifies to me that this support level is very strong and there's buyers at this level. And today we are also strong. So what I did based off this information, and this may be more of not a kind of newbie. I maybe should have not done this because I'm more of a novice at trading, but I thought this was a technically sound plan. So today I actually averaged down on my position in Meta. I bought two more shares. I bought two more shares of Meta at about around 10 o'clock, both of them. And so now my average cost is $509.14. So my plan is to hold this stock until it reaches about the top of its compression level. If it's able to break out with heavy volume and strength, I will potentially hold it longer. But my plan is to exit around this level, the 515, 514 level, because that's where I've seen resistance in the past. I mean, it could vary between like 513 to like 520, 522 in that level. So in that range, I'll look for an exit if Meta starts to become weak. But I averaged down throughout the day, early into the day, and so yeah, that is currently my plan. My plan for a loss is to still take a loss at the low of this compression at like 493, 494, around that level. Because most likely, if it's not able to bounce back up to the top of the compression, then it's more weak than it is kind of neutral. So yeah, that is my plan for Meta. Next up, so today I actually exited BIDU. So I exited BIDU at 10:14 a.m. So around this level. There was some selling left, but I kind of wanted to take gains on this stock. And I mean, looking back on this stock, I didn't have a very confident reason to exit, so I wasn't confident in my plan to exit. So I probably should have stayed, but I ended up exiting. But I did, however, end up getting back into the short at 12:11 at 86.23. So basically, after I set an alert for an LSRI, and I got in at a good time because this D1 chart is just super weak. And for swing trading and for my market analysis shorter term, we'll go over that in a little bit. BIDU is a good trade in my opinion. I also exited Disney. So I exited Disney at 10:08 a.m. for 97.81. To go over BIDU, I exited BIDU at 85.59 for a profit of $1.39 per share. That's the trade I added a share in. I believe it was yesterday. So I made $1.39 per share, which is pretty decent in my opinion. Disney, I already went over that a little bit. I exited for 97.81 for a profit of 35 cents. But as again, I could have held it longer. It was I got a little shaken out of it, but in general, that wasn't the worst trade. I would say that's more of a scratch trade, but I would say this is still a pretty decent short, but compared to BIDU, it just doesn't have the selling that it has in a daily. So that's why I'm not in it anymore. So we can delete Disney off the list. We can delete Microsoft off. So I'm still in BIDU and I'm still in Meta. We can go to some of the trades I'm in. So I also went short SG today. Similar setup to Disney, but I like it more because it's also in a gap. So there's not going to be any support going against the stock until the gap fill. So I like that. It potentially could have some support around the 27 level, 26 level. So I'll make sure to watch out for that. But in general, it has a decent void to run. But I like how it crossed with final selling pressure on the 50 SMA. Doesn't have earnings until the 25th, so I want to make sure to get out of it before then. But I just like the stock in general. I shorted it at 12.22 at $27.50. So I'm still in that short. I'm swinging it. Don't have any day trades left. I think I get them back tomorrow or Thursday. Well, Thursday's off, so I guess Friday then. But yeah. So those are my picks right now that I'm in. I went over Meta, and now I can do some market analysis. So I'll first start with the D1. So we've been in a compression going basically nowhere the past little longer than a week, since about July or June 17th. But overall, long term, we've been in a very strong bullish trend. Started to get a little weak with the bearish engulfing candle on April 4th, and it's been kind of patchy. It was a little patchy before, but it's just been patchy since. And this past week, a little longer than a week, we've just been basically nowhere. As I mentioned, I am preparing for a potential dip to occur in the market. I think could happen soon, in the next week or so before earnings happens. And I know we have news coming out tomorrow. It is just go to market view. See what market view, calendar. So you can see stuff's coming out tomorrow. So all these economic releases are coming out tomorrow. So we could have some stuff that affects the market tomorrow, some news, some catalysts one way or the other. So I have to be kind of prepared for that. I don't want to put any more positions on today. 3 is kind of, I realized, my max. I don't really like having more than 3 positions on. It's kind of hard to manage for me at this moment. And it's just 3 positions. And I have 2 short positions on just because I'm more expecting a potential dip to occur in the next kind of week or so, or even sooner. Shorter term today on intraday, the market kind of was very undecisive what it was going to do today. Pretty early on until around 10:30, it broke above VWAP and kind of had a little trend higher, then saw some selling pressure around the 546.55 level or 546.51 level. Then we had some selling pressure until about 12:10, where we bounced off VWAP and we continued this pretty strong grind higher. It came with decent volume. We had a key bar here, high volume bar here. We have a buy signal on the daily here. So it was decent strength. It wasn't crazy volume. I mean, there were some candles that were higher, but in general, the volume's been pretty bad. But yeah, today has been a pretty bullish day. Nothing crazy. Still very low probability trading, but definitely a more bullish day than we've seen the past couple of days, especially these last 2.5 hours, 2 hours. So that's basically the market analysis I wanted to go over, and some new picks. So for the long side, I like Microsoft. Today it was just super strong. It's at its all-time high when the market is kind of struggling to move anywhere. Microsoft's just been strong. So if the market continues to go up, or market continues to go up tomorrow, Microsoft can be a good long. Personally, I would try to day trade this stock, especially if we see the strength in that it had tomorrow as well. But it also could be a potential good shorter term swing trade. I'm not going to personally take it because I don't want more than 3 trades on my. I don't want more than 3 trades in my portfolio at once. So I'm not going to personally take it, and it's almost near the end of the day. But potentially you could take it if it has a little bit more of a dip, closer to VWAP. You could potentially take it for a shorter swing trade. My short term, my bearish picks is actually the 2 stocks that I'm currently in. I still like BIDU a lot. I think today was a decent time to buy. So just it's super weak on the D1, and I think it's going to continue that way, especially if we have a market dip. BIDU is not going to stop. It's going to keep on continuing down with the market if we see a dip. I also like the other stock I'm in, SG, Sweet Green. I like this break below the 50 SMA, and I like the void it has to fill about $2 until this level, and about $4 until the gap fill. So I like that. So for my bearish picks is SG and BIDU. So I'll put those up. BIDU and then Microsoft. Meta is not a YouTube pick anymore. I'm still in it, but so yeah, those are my picks, and that's the video. Thank you for watching.